of the night is anti-bullying, and CreaTV Sports is proud to be part of this special event, the first annual Misfit Games. From Santa Teresa High School in San Jose, it's a Blossom Valley Athletic League Santa Teresa East Division matchup. The Oak Grove Eagles take on the Santa Teresa Saints. Good evening and welcome. I'm Kirsten Fairchilds. Tonight marks the midway point of league play in high school girls basketball. That means it's the first meeting this year for these two teams. Oak Grove is fresh off a dramatic 2-point win over first place Evergreen Valley. Senior shooting guard Daylene Misa'alafua had led the Eagles offense all season long. The three-year varsity starter averages 15 points per game. She's one of the veterans on this well-balanced Oak Grove squad. Santa Teresa is still searching for its first league win after dropping its league opener by 1 point to Independence High. Senior post player Samantha Mosqueda leads the Saints in rebounding with 9.3 rebounds per game and is second in scoring, averaging 10 points per game. The two-year varsity starter is the main playmaker in this up-tempo offense. Everyone in this gym tonight was asked to wear their craziest socks as an informal pledge to not engage in bullying of any kind. I've got mine on. We'll show them to you during a timeout as well as others throughout the broadcast. Oak Grove wants to keep the winning going. Santa Teresa needs a W in league play. It's the Eagles and the Saints coming at you next on CreaTV Sports.
Come on.
Whoa, what's all the fuss about?
Hey, Ned Neutral. I'm just trying to apply for a job opening, but the page won't load. What's the point of paying my internet service provider if they can't give me simple access to a website?
Well, Sam, that could be the new norm if net neutrality rulings are reversed.
Net neutrality?
Communication is a necessity, which is why the FCC deemed the internet a public utility in 2015.
What does that mean?
It means that the internet was regulated, and internet service providers couldn't block or slow down content that they didn't agree with. But that's all changing now. The FCC plans to reverse net neutrality and give corporations the freedom that they want.
What can they do with this power?
Well, that's the scary part. They can slow down any service that they disagree with, block news outlets, or bring your web pages to a halt.
That's horrible. We as consumers need to have our voices heard and tell them to keep an open internet.
You better do it fast, because if net neutrality is restricted, then you might not have the platform to speak through.
Why is that?
Because the open internet is a platform for marginalized voices, if you want to question large internet providers, you will receive a one-way ticket to access denied.
Content removal, information restriction, speed throttling? It's just not fair. The public deserves equal access to the internet.
So call your representative, contact the FCC, let them know how you feel, and fight for an open and fair internet.
Hello? Ned? Anyone there?
It's the first annual Misfit Game at Santa Teresa High as school rival the Oak Grove Eagles come on into the Saints Gymnasium. Head coach for Santa Teresa, Sean Peterson, this is his brain child, if you will, and he's speaking now, giving an anti-bullying speech near Santa Teresa by the official table. Let's listen in.
So it's happening a lot, it's growing, and we just want everybody to be aware of that and be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. And just hope we have a good game and good luck to everybody.
Eagles from Oak Grove High School, who are coached by Mr. James Davis. Starting at guard, number 4, Tiffany Nguyen.
The Oak Grove Eagles being introduced first to the right of the gymnasium. Head coach James Davis is in his 6th year, his 23rd year coaching overall. And let's go ahead and put up the starting lineups for the Oak Grove Eagles. Number 4, Tiffany Nguyen is the point guard, and the shooting guard, Kiara Brackensix, a 5'6" senior, as well as number 32, Nelanie Soak, the 5'7" senior. The small forward tonight, Daylene Missa Alefua, the 5'11" senior, and the power forward, the 6' junior, number 13, Stephanie Madrigal. As Oak Grove goes with a smaller lineup for this game. The Santa Teresa Saints, we saw Coach Sean Peterson, his 15th year at the helm, his 21st overall, both coaches veterans in this one. Let's go ahead and meet the starting lineup. And the point guard, Renee Ross-Bird, averaging 15.5 points per game. The 5'4" senior has missed the last 3 games with an injury. This is her first game back. The shooting guard, Gia Carbajal, the 5'2" junior, as well as the wing, the 5'6" senior captain, Leah Quintero. She wears number 3. Samantha Mosqueda, we talked about her in the open, one of the co-captains, a 5'10" senior, and her fellow post player, the sophomore, the 5'10", wearing number 34, it's Elizabeth Breezy Brias. So nice mixture on both teams as far as upper and underclassmen. We've got a late start tonight on CreaTV Sports. Thanks for joining us, and that was due to one of the most exciting junior varsity games our crew has ever seen. 34-34, the Saints tied it with a 3 to head in the overtime, but then Oak Grove just too much down the stretch, winning the JV game 41-30-88. It was absolutely bedlam in this gymnasium. Hopefully the high spirits continue here for this varsity game. The Oak Grove Eagles in their traveling black uniforms with blue lettering and numbers and gold piping will be right to left here at Saints Gymnasium and Santa Teresa in their home white uniforms with blue numbers and orange outline lettering and orange accents. Santa Teresa sends the sophomore Breezy into the circle, and it'll be Missa Alefua, the senior, jumping center for the Eagles. High school girls basketball, 4 8-minute quarters, no timeline violation. They don't need to get it up the court in 10 seconds, 30-second shot clock. And we're underway. The Eagles control the tip. Here's Nguyen, the point guard. Swings it over to the right side, and just like that, 7 seconds gone, we've got our first foul. Ross Bird picks up the blocking foul. Santa Teresa 0-4 in league. They've had some key injuries. Perfect inbound play, and it's Missa Alefua with the first field goal of the game. 2-0 Oak Grove. Wide open is Breezy. Swings it to the right side. Here's Quintero. Misses, but weak side board by her teammate. Put back misses, and it's a rebound for Missa Alefua. 2-0 Eagles right to left. Man defense by the Santa Teresa Saints, and the whistle blows once again.
Foul's going to be on number 21, Samantha Mosqueda.
Mosqueda picks up her first personal. Our officials tonight, Eric Pleasant and Ernest Flores, as Missa Alefua at the line makes her first. Missa Alefua, a 4-year varsity player, a 3-year varsity starter. And she accounts for all 4 of the Eagles' points. 40 seconds gone in the opening quarter as Ross Bird picks up the screen, and Ross Bird short with the layup. Defensive rebound by the Eagles. Nguyen electing to not push the ball up. Here's Sok. Fires in the corner. Wide open look. High bounce off the rim. And it's Santa Teresa ball after the Nguyen miss. Mosqueda, co-captain on this team with Quintero. And Ross Bird back from injury. Ross Bird driving hard to the lane, and they're gonna call a foul on Madrigal. First Oak Grove foul, and that'll send Renee Ross Bird to the line, the 5'4" senior. She'll shoot too. Her sister, Lanacia Ross, also played at Santa Teresa back in the day. Misses her first. Rust is understandable for Ross Bird. She's missed 3 games after being injured in the league opener. And it's an 0 of 2 effort. And Missa Alafua with her second rebound of the ball game. Looks like a 1-2-2 zone by the Saints. Nearly picked off. Loose ball. And the Saints looking for the fast break. Ross Bird loses the handle. And the Saints are going to bring it up top for the reset. Down low to the post. And another miss, and that is the 3rd team foul. Mosqueda picks up her second with 6:11 remaining in the opening quarter. And Coach Peterson wants a timeout to talk it over. Santa Teresa trailing 4-0 with 6:11 remaining in the first quarter. Again, this is the first annual anti-bullying game, and these two schools have such a strong rivalry. So many of them have went to the same elementary schools, junior high schools, and then it just depended how things shook out, whether they were going to Santa Teresa or to Oak Grove. So the Saints fans, the student body, a lot of fun during the junior varsity game, really cheering their team on, and great to see them here for the varsity contest. Saints trying to make a sub, didn't get her in on time. One they did is number 10, Emily Tatsukawa, the 5'4" junior guard. 3 attempt from the left corner. And that'll be last touch Santa Teresa, so Oak Grove will hold on. And that'll allow number 33, Brianna Nichols, the 5'10" sophomore post player, to check in as Mosqueda exits with 2 fouls. Oak Grove gets the ball back, nearly picked off, and the reset. Here's Nguyen backing it up. Shot clock is at 20, 5:50 on game clock, first quarter. Nguyen in the corner, she likes that spot. Not on that attempt, but another rebound, another opportunity. That 3 hit the rim. Put back misses, plenty of chances for the Eagle. And that's going to be a jump ball. Santa Teresa possession. Madrigal looked like she was affected somehow physically. I'm not sure if she was fouled or not, but she will shake it off and remain in. Ross Bird kicks it out. Again, Saints still looking for their first points. Here's Quintero. Quintero throws it into traffic. Madrigal comes up with it. Nguyen jogs it up. 4-0 Oak Grove, nearing the 5-minute mark. Wide open 3. Another miss. And that's just a great nose around the basket by Daylene Missa Alafua. 6-0, all 6 points coming off the hands of Missa Alafua. Here's Breezy. 3 attempt. It's a rainbow and misses. And it'll be Oak Grove ball. So right now, the post play of the Eagles seems to be the dominating force. It's 1-2-2 zone. Runner, and down it goes. Nice touch by Soak. Her first buckets, 8-0 Eagles. Ross Bird calling out the play. Ross Bird going hard to the bucket, and Santa Teresa's first points come with 4:04 left in the first quarter. Perhaps that will open the floodgates. Win. Brackensick playing catch with Nguyen. Misa Alafua will head to the line and shoot 2. That'll be the the fourth Santa Teresa foul. First foul on Tatsukawa, who will exit as Stephanie Nguyen, the 5'1" senior guard, checks in. Breezy exits as well as Elizabeth Lee, the 5'2" junior guard, on the floor for the Saints. Miss Alafua short. Long distance 2. Gets her own long distance rebound with 3:30 left to go. And it's another miss. And finally, Santa Teresa ball. Here's Ross Bird, 1-on-2. Ross Bird's going to be called on the travel. We've seen a couple of times. I love her aggressive play. I love her going to the basket hard, but her dribbling right now, you can see perhaps she's had some rust from missing the last few games. Just a little out of control. Perhaps she can get that under control as the game progresses. 6-point lead for the Eagles. Wide open look. And down it goes. 10-2. Off the bucket by Tammy Lee, the 5'7" senior forward wearing number 24, who checked in for Oak Grove. Ross Bird again. Short. And one and done for the Saints again as Soak brings it up. 2:45 left to go in the first. 3. Down it goes. And Daylene Missa Alefua is having a game so far, having a first quarter. Ross Bird trying to kick it out. And Santa Teresa calls a timeout. 2:22 remaining in the first quarter. Santa Teresa trailing at home 13-2. And I appreciate so much Ross Bird and her determination to attack the basket, but Santa Teresa needs to implement their offense. And obviously they're looking for easy layups off the up-tempo play, but Coach Peterson said one thing they've done well this year is that kind of inside-out play, and we have yet to see that. So this is the first annual Misfit game, a game dedicated to anti-bullying. And as I mentioned, in the open, everyone was asked to bring crazy mismatched socks, and I promised you a look at mine. I am sorry to say those are the craziest socks I have. They are mismatched. I am wearing a sock of a different color. They are clean. One of our cameramen laying them over the basketball, and there's just some real fun ones out there tonight. I need to, as well as our crew, we need to invest in some crazier socks and have better sock game. And but really fun, and the players will try and get some shots of their socks. The junior varsity players as well had some great sock combos out there as Santa Teresa, the block on Ross Bird. Eagles get blocked as well as Tiffany Nguyen. I like how she backs it out every time. She's the point guard, realizing she wants to reset and run the play. Inside 2 minutes, 10 to shoot for the Eagles. Wide open look, baseline shot. And Ross Bird runs it down. Minute 45 left to go, and Ross Bird will head to the line to shoot 2.
We have another foul on play. Foul's going to be on number 13, Stephanie
Madrigal, her second personal. That's the third Oak Grove foul. Santa Teresa has struggled at the line, just shooting 43% as a team. And that's 1 of 3 tonight for Ross Bird. Number 31, Catherine Quach, the 5'6" senior guard, checks in, as well as number 14. And I do not have a 14 on the roster provided to me by Oak Grove. We'll try to get you her name as this game progresses. 2-2 effort from Ross Bird makes it a 13-4 game, and she'll head to the bench as Tatsukawa checks back in. Little bit of pressure by Elizabeth Lee, and she knocks the ball away from Nguyen. 90 seconds left to go. Santa Teresa trailing at home by 9, and it's Tatsukawa, the junior, running the point. Swings it to Carbajal. Carbajal. Oak Grove sticking in man. Carbajal finds a lane. And that'll be last touch Oak Grove. 5 on the shot clock for the Saints. It'll be Tatsukawa to inbound. And that's just bad clock awareness. Santa Teresa just seemed not to recognize that there was only 5 seconds remaining. Their bench is on the opposite side of the floor, so the Eagles take over. 13-4, they lead. Minute left to play in the first quarter. Soak. Shot misses, and down it goes. The Eagles will have a chance for a traditional three-point play as the senior Quach at the line. That foul on Tatsukawa. Her second. Timeout, Oak Grove. The Eagles lead 16-4 with 52 seconds remaining. James Davis in the center of the circle. You can barely see him. He's in his 6th year at the helm, as I mentioned, his 23rd year overall. He is an alum of Oak Grove. He was a point guard. And Oak Grove, there we go. Actually went down to UCLA and went to school, but he's back at his alma mater as out of the timeout. Santa Teresa ball, and the Eagles are going to apply some full court pressure. Lee to Quintero. Quintero working on Nguyen. Carbajal. And that's going to be a player illegal screen called on Elizabeth Lee. Next foul will have Oak Grove shooting. 35 seconds remaining. Soak. And that's a hand check foul on Stephanie Nguyen. And it'll be 1-1 for Nelanie Soak, the 5'7" senior. Oak Grove bringing a 10-8 overall record, 3-1 in league play. And it's a miss by Soak, but she gets her own rebound. And the pass, now she's got an assist. That bucket by Quach. Time down to 5 seconds. Shot clock turned off, and the block by Soak stops the clock with 9/10 of a second. So we'll see if Santa Teresa recognizes the time. Elizabeth Lee to inbound. They do, and that, I don't believe, gets away in time. One official says yes, the other says no, and that would be a 3, and that would be huge. So they're going to talk it over. We'll see if it counts. But we'll step away and return with the official's decision. You are watching high school girls basketball on CreaTV Sports.
Good morning. My name is Mark Loveless. I'm the president of the Vintage Softball League at Santa Clara County. We are a club of over 200 members, everyone over 50 years old. We have 4 different leagues playing every day of the week except for Friday and Sunday. It's open to anyone over the age of 50, regardless of your skill level. No tryouts are needed. We'd love to have you come out and play with us, play for free for a couple of times, see how you like it. And if you do, we'd love to have you in the club.
The 3 counted. Leah Quintero drains the 3, 18-7. Oak Grove leads, and the Eagles with the first possession of the second quarter. This is Santa Teresa East Division play. Both teams played in the Santa Teresa South Division last year. And that's great defense by Carbajal, who ties up Larissa Asencia. Asencia on my roster was 34, but she's wearing number 14 tonight, the 5'6" freshman guard, and Santa Teresa possession. So the Saints looking to build upon a little bit of momentum. At the end of the first quarter, Ross Bird back in to run the show from the right elbow, and down it goes. Makes it a single-digit game once again. Asencia. Taken away by the Saints. Mosqueda's layup is short. Isa Alafua the other way. Asencia up top. Saints in man. Poked away by Quintero. And that's going to be a foul on Oak Grove as Mosqueda goes down hard. Asencia's first personal. That's the 4th Oak Grove team foul. Ross Bird will shoot 2. She has done her job tonight attacking the basket and for the most part being able to get to the line. The foul on Asencia, her second. Brias returns for Santa Teresa. Nichols heads to the bench. And an 0 of 2 effort from Ross Bird makes her 2 of 6 for the evening. Asencia looking to pick up the screen. Once again, Quintero's done such a great job knocking the ball away. Swings it to the right corner. Briesse. And swatted back out to Asensio. Partially deflected, and it'll be Santa Teresa ball. Tiffany Nguyen returns as Asensio has a seat. Nguyen in to run the point. .620 left to go in the first half. Saints, Quintero for three. Back iron. Fast break. Quintero, 3-on-2. Mosqueda will have to send it back out as she lost the handle. Here's Ross Bird. Mosqueda. Mosqueda will head to the line to shoot two. You know, we didn't see much of her in the first quarter because she picked up 2 quick fouls, but I love this Mosqueda-Misa Alafua matchup. That's Misa Alafua's first personal. It says 5th team foul. I thought there was 6. And that's a miss by Mosqueda. Soak returns to the floor as Quach has a seat. And it's an 0 of 2 efforts, so free throw shooting continues to dog the Saints. 5:45 left to go in the first. Eagles from the left elbow. Quintero with the rebound. Nearly crossed the timeline. There's no timeline violation, but they're certainly back and forth. Ross Bird, just still too strong, and they're going to call that on Briesse. That's the 8th team foul, which means Oak Grove will have 1-and-1. Tatsukawa returns as Quintero gets a well-earned rest. It's Briesse's first. They call her Breezy. That's her nickname in case you're hearing a public address announcer over our headset. After the missed free throw, 5:15 left to go for the Saints in the first half. Scores stalled, 18-9. Just 2 points by Santa Teresa to 0 for Oak Grove in this quarter. Misa Alafua with the rebound off the Mosqueda miss. Little wild dribbling. Nguyen. Shot clock down at 10. Looking to pick up the screen. She does from the free throw line. Off the glass, the bank is open. Oak Grove's first points in the second quarter come with 4:33 left to go in the half. 2-2. The second quarter score. Here's Ross Bird, her best opportunity, still too strong with the layup. Quintero with the turnaround putback. And Santa Teresa is in double digits. 9-point game once again. Misa Alafua at the high post. The runner off the glass. The bank is open for Tammy Lee. So the Eagles getting helped by the glass. Double up the Saints once again. Ross Bird, jump shot, hits the rim. That was the one time she should have kept going for the lane. There was no help defense in the vicinity by the Eagles. As number 20, Melissa Felix, the 5'7" sophomore guard, makes her first appearance in the game for Oak Grove. 3:35 remaining in the first half. 22-11. Oak Grove with the ball and the lead. Wide open jump shot. Another wide open look, back iron. third opportunity for Oak Grove and the Saints. Quintero from her spot on the floor. Loose ball picked up by the Eagles. And that's gonna, well, I thought it might be called an intentional on Mosqueda. I think that was more fatigue, as neither coach calling a timeout. Seems like the girls are huffing and puffing. It's Mosqueda's third personal, 9th team foul, and she will head off the court as Nichols replaces her once again. And at the line is Soak. And another Oak Grove miss on the front end of these 1-and-1s. And it be Santa Teresa ball as Kay Leong, the 5'4" senior guard, making her first appearance for Oak Grove. So coaches playing everyone, it seems. Ross Bird to Briesse. Inside out, there we go. And that'll stay Santa Teresa ball as the Saints check in for the first time tonight. Allie Dribnock, the 5'3" senior guard. I was told she was injured and would not play tonight, but here she is. Dribnock inbounds to Quintero. Full shot clock. And we're going to have a foul away from the ball on Nichols. That is a player control foul. So Oak Grove ball, 2:41 remaining in the first half. Misa Alafua, down it goes for 3, 25 points for Oak Grove to 11 for Santa Teresa. Looked like the Saints were back in that 1-2-2 zone, or 1-3-1. Ross Bird bounces it off her first, but able to regroup. Here's Quintero, gets bumped. Dribnock trying to chase it down. Reset. And Nichols got pushed from behind. That's on Misa Alafua, and I believe she'll come off as Quach returns. Sixth team foul on Oak Grove, comes with 2:01 remaining in the first half. Quintero throws it off the mark. That's some high dribbling, and then the big block from Ross Bird. And it'll be Eagles ball. Through the hands. The Eagles do a really good job finding the open man on those inbound plays, just in that opportunity, not ready to catch the ball. Dribnock throws it into an opponent's hands. Here's Felix, pulls up her dribble. Off the mark, Ross Bird with the rebound. Briesse for 2. Breezy. Feeling the breeze, wide open in the corner. Rims out. And it'll be Saints ball. 1:04 left to go in the first half. Tatsukawa replaces Dribnock, and Oak Grove subbing in Tammy Lee and returning the starter Brackensick. Ross Bird calling out the play, walking it up. Good defense by Oak Grove, but Ross Bird hangs with it. Briesse is short with the putback. Strong with the putback. Ross Bird trying to get it up. And that is a very dangerous situation but everyone seems to be okay. And that's going to be a foul on Santa Teresa. So someone will be shooting 2 with 44.7 seconds remaining. That foul called on Tatsikawa. First one made as is Elizabeth Lee back out on the floor. And a 1 of 2 effort by Tammy Lee of Oak Grove. Santa Teresa ball trailing 26-13. Ross Bird looking for a screen. Ross Bird finally gets a layup. It's been a drought for her. Friendly roll off the rim and shot clock perhaps like 0.5 of a second from game clock. And the baseline jumper goes down. 28-15 Oak Grove, but they didn't use all the clock. 5 left for Ross Bird, who throws it away. And with 1 second remaining, it's Oak Grove ball. Both teams playing hard. See if they're aware of the time. And they are. Oak Grove currently tied for second in league play with Live Oak behind Evergreen Valley. On the road takes a 28-15 lead over the hometown Santa Teresa Saints. We'll step away and return with our CreaTV Sports halftime show. You're watching the first annual Misfit game.
This show sucks.
What the? Don't like this program? Did you know you could create your own?
Really?
Yeah.
What the?
First, there are a few things you need to know about copyright. Copyright is any intellectual property that is protected by law, such as literature, movies, music, and more. If you want to use intellectual property, you must get permission from the owner.
But what if we can't get permission?
Legally, you can't use it because you would be at risk of content removal and lawsuits. However, copyright fosters new and innovative ideas.
If I want to produce content, but I can't get permission for intellectual property?
We can use our own creativity.
Copyright! Just remember, copyright is all around us, which means I must be going.
Cool. Now I want to make my own video.
Fun atmosphere here at Santa Teresa High School, and let's take a look at the first half on CreaTV Sports. The Eagles got off to a fantastic start, an 8-0 lead. That was a field goal by Soak, and then Misa Alafu, who led all scorers with 12 points in the first half. One of her 2 threes. And as I mentioned, Eagles just doing a better job rebounding, spotting the open player. And then Ross Bird trying to shake off the rust. 8 points for her in the first half. And the bank open for a number of Eagles, getting it done a whole bunch of different ways. And then the big block by Ross Bird as we return to live action. It's first possession left to right for the visiting team, the Oak Grove Eagles, currently in second place in the Santa Teresa East Division. And the Santa Teresa Saints still looking for their first win. Rossbird with the rebound. 1-on-3. And they're going to call her on the walk. Rossbird, one of her first drives was on the left side of the lane, and obviously she's so much more comfortable the right side of the lane, but I feel at this point she's really becoming a little predictable. Love to have her keep up that aggressive attitude, but she needs a teammate running the floor with her. Santa Teresa in man. Brias got a piece of it. Here's Misa Alafua dead away with plenty of time. Mosqueda is beginning the third quarter on the bench as she has 3 fouls. So Nichols starting things off here in the first half. Santa Teresa keeps possession. Quintero short. Rebound Brackensick. Nguyen a little out of control. And Rossbird coming back the other way. This time she's going the left side. Still too hard. Quintero was trying to get positioning, but Madrigal with better positioning. Misa Alafua short and just beats the defender to the ball. Straight away for 3. Hook shot and the putback by Madrigal. First points of the third quarters. Oak Grove has reached 30. And they've got the Saints doubled up as Rossbird walks it up. Picks up the screen. Fenner goes down. Brias. Quintero fires in the corner. And an uncontested rebound for Madrigal. Still looking for the Saints to get in their half-court offense. I know they like to pick up buckets in transition, layups in transition. That hasn't worked for them tonight. As this 3 attempt rebounded by Quintero. Quintero taken away by Misa Alafua. Then Rossbird with the steal, and she gets fouled. 5:40 left to go in the third quarter. Brackensick picks up the foul. That's her first personal. Quintero to inbound. Rossbird lays it in for the Saints' first points of the second half. Nguyen. Wide open, Misa Alafua. Someone missed their defensive assignment. Quintero looking to the bench. Not sure if Santa Teresa, all the players were on the same page of what kind of defense they're running. That knocked away by Nguyen. Inside 5 minutes. Straight away. And a defensive rebound by Oak Grove. So the Eagles really dominating the glass here tonight on both sides of the floor. Nguyen penetrates, kicks out. And the weak side board by Nichols. Knocked away by Rossbird. Nguyen swings to Miss Alafua. Blows by the defender, and that's just hard driving and converting by Misa Alafua. Rossbird for 3. Madrigal. The post players for Santa Teresa just don't have the opportunity to get good positioning. The defense for Oak Grove. Assist for Misa Alafua. Brackensick with the bucket. It's a 20-point lead for Oak Grove as Santa Teresa calls a timeout. And the Eagles come out strong in the second half. Again, Santa Teresa looking for the first league win. Their league opener, they were ahead in front of Independence with 10 seconds remaining. The Saints led by 2, but Independence came down the floor and drained a 3 for the 1-point win. And then Santa Teresa lost Ross Bird in that game for injuries. They've had injuries to other players. They still don't have the 5'11" senior post player Jasmine Bullard back. They're not sure if they'll get her back this season. So it's been a tough haul for Santa Teresa. But one thing I think head coach Peterson needs to emphasize is, one, defensive assignments. What kind of defense are we in? I kind of liked their man defense toward the end of the first half, but obviously making adjustments depending on the Oak Grove offense. Santa Teresa, Carbajal, and Quintero in at backcourt. Dribnock also on the floor, and Mosqueda returns with Nichols. We haven't seen this lineup. Mosqueda, they're going to say that was deflected. Santa Teresa goes for the trap, but now they'll have to chase Misa Alafua. Another bucket for Madrigal, who's had a very nice second half. Quintero averages 2.8 steals per game. She leads this team with 34 threes coming into this game. Only 1 3 in the first half, and Mosqueda called on the travel. Oak Grove returns Tammy Lee, number 24, onto the floor as Brackensick has a seat. Quintero knocks it away, but Nguyen shrugs her off. Nguyen to Misa Alafua, who was not ready. She's lucky that ball didn't hit her in the face. That's a good reaction. And that's going to be a Santa Teresa foul. Dribnock picks up her second. That's the second team foul. 2:51 remaining in the third quarter. Misa Alafua in traffic, short. Madrigal saves it. And a chance for Nguyen to reset. See, here's this extended zone that isn't working when Nguyen switches. So jump ball will be Santa Teresa ball. (39-17), Santa Teresa trails. Just 2 points in the third quarter. Mosqueda tried to save it. She couldn't. And the Eagles check in Pamela Ramos, the 5'4" junior guard, making her first appearance as Soak has a seat. 30-second timeout by Santa Teresa. 2:13 left to go. And Coach Peterson, who played basketball at Leland High School, he was a guard, graduate of Stony Brook University out on Long Island in New York. Again, both of these programs have had some terrific tenure. As you can see, Coach Peterson is 15th year at the helm of Santa Teresa basketball. Saints return 2 starters from last year, Quintero and Ross Bird. And that's going to be a hand-checking foul on Carbajal, second team foul. Mosqueda also returning starter. Here's Nguyen. She's done a good job at the point. Doesn't seem to get flustered at all for Oak Grove. This is that pass is what hurts the Santa Teresa defense. And it'll be last touch Oak Grove. It's like the defender moves out to cover Nguyen, but then there's not another player, and the defender is not switching when on that second player's touch. A wild shot with the left hand goes down for Quintero. She averages 11.4 points per game. And it's a 20-point cushion for the Saints for the Eagles as they pick up another foul. It's on Nichols. Push. So Ramos at the line. Opportunity to get in the scorebook. She'll have another. Melissa Felix, the sophomore, back out on the floor. Stephanie Nguyen, who wears number 11, the 5'1" senior guard, on for Oak Grove. And it's a 1 of 2 effort. 40 points for Oak Grove to 19 for Santa Teresa. Remember, Santa Teresa averages 44.8 points per game. And need to start scoring as Mosqueda drives the lane. Eagle fell down, and it's another rebound for Madrigal. When that pass behind Felix, as the Saints bring back Ross Bird. Dribnock heads to the line, and it'll be Nguyen to inbound. I'd like to see the Saints be able to utilize Mosqueda at the high post a little more. She's looking to set the screen. Quintero for 3, didn't have a chance to set her feet. It's a good box out by the Eagles. Oak Grove ball. 59 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Nguyen working on Quintero. And it'll be Oak Grove ball with 16 seconds remaining on the shot clock. The ball actually rolled out of the gymnasium. Or at least Nguyen did. Just came back in through the doors, and that's a walk on Madrigal. Madrigal, the 6-foot junior, she's had a terrific second half. 40 seconds and counting, third quarter action. Santa Teresa just 2 points in the quarter. Knocked away. Or lost. So Oak Grove with 34 seconds remaining in the third. Nguyen. Madrigal. As if on cue, just complimenting her second half, and here she comes. Shot clock's turned off, 15 seconds remaining for Santa Teresa. Mosqueda dribbles into traffic and will head to the line to shoot 2. That'll be the second Oak Grove team foul. Madrigal's third personal. A miss by Mosqueda. She's called the main playmaker by her head coach. 0-2 effort, and Oak Grove has 6 seconds to work with. Madrigal. Third quarter has belonged to Oak Grove. The Eagles have led since the opening possession of the start of this game. They're up 42-19. We'll return with more action from Saints Gymnasium on CreaTV Sports in just a moment.
morning. My name is Mark Loveland. I'm the president of the Vintage Softball League at Santa Clara County. We are a club of over 200 members, everyone over 50 years old. We have 4 different leagues playing every day of the week except for Friday and Sunday. It's open to anyone over the age of 50, regardless of your skill level. No tryouts are needed. We'd love to have you come out and play with us. Play for free for a couple of times, see how you like it. And if you do, we'd love to have you in the club.
Oak Grove Eagles with the first possession of the fourth quarter, a healthy 42-19 lead. Asensio, the freshman, in to run the point. And that's Quach, the senior, will head to the line to shoot 2. That foul on Nichols. Oh, pardon me, on Breezy, as they call her second personal. 4th Saints team foul. Said that was Quach. It's actually Soak who makes her first. And her second. 44-19 Oak Grove. Ross Bird. And it'll be Eagles ball. And Oak Grove wants a timeout. 7:38 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Eagles up 44-19. And coach calls a timeout, a full timeout. So Coach Davis, James Davis, goes by JD. Saw something he wanted to correct, and I wish we could get a shot of Coach Davis's socks and shoes. He said he got a text from Coach Peterson. They've known each other a long time, broaching the idea of this anti-bullying game and the crazy mismatched socks. And there's some of the Santa Teresa Saints. I think we even see some tie-dye socks by the Saints. And Coach Davis showed me his socks. His jeans are so long you can't see them. But he just thought it was a great idea. And it seems like, and especially this day and age with just the proliferation of social media, the popularity of it, just to kind of de-escalate any kind of tension between these two rivals. And really a fun atmosphere starting with the junior varsity game in this gymnasium tonight. Out of the timeout, Oak Grove ball. And again, Asensio, the freshman, in to run the point with the ball. A little behind the back dribble. Her bench loves it. Soak and Asensio play catch. Asensio from the left elbow. And Ross Bird with the rebound. Ross Bird, boy, she gets on the floor for a hurry. And they're going to call that blocking foul on Asensio. I believe that's her third. Coach Davis on his feet, I think, arguing player control. It's a third Oak Grove team foul. Ross Bird is 2 of 8 from the line in the first half. And again, after missing the last 3 games, still working herself back into form. She had 8 points to lead the Saints in the first half. And the Eagles. Asensio gets it knocked away. No, they're going to call a foul on Mosqueda. I think she had clear contact with the ball, but got her with the body. That's her 4th personal. 5th team foul. Elizabeth Lee will check in for, no, she's coming in for Nguyen. So Mosqueda stays on with 4 fouls. Asensio picks up the screen. Misa Alafua drives the line left side, but with the right hand. And it's Breezy with the rebound. Ross Bird. Lee was not quite ready for that pass. And Lee will be charged with the Saints' 6th team foul.
Foul's going to be on number 2, Elizabeth Lee.
Soak to inbound. Oak Grove will be shooting 1-1 with the next foul. Runner, what a move by Quach, the senior. Dribbles baseline, great move. It's a 46-19 Oak Grove lead. Mosqueda with the bucket. She's the second leading scorer on this team, averaging 10 points per game. But she got hit with 2 fouls early as Quintero and Asensio. Mosqueda, what a hustle play by Quintero. Credit her for the assist. Mosqueda right where she needed to be. 5 minutes and change remaining. Soak's a shooter, I tell ya. So now both teams scoring at will. Quintero, too much. Mosqueda tries to send it off an eagle. Instead, it'll be Oak Grove ball, and Ross Bird, who has a brace on her left leg, looks like she's having trouble walking on her right leg, but she says a cramp, and she is smiling. And again, as mentioned, she is rusty from missing with an injury, so she'll need to stretch it out as Gazelle Franco, the 5-foot senior guard who wears number 25, makes her first appearance in the game. Asensio drives the lane. Where's the help defense? Finally, Briess moves over. Lee. As Quach commits the foul, 14th foul on Oak Grove, 5:10 left to go.
Foul's going to be on number 31, Captain Quach.
Win back out on the floor for Asensio. Nisa Alafua exits, and we've got one more player. Out comes Soak, and on comes Felix. So 3 subs for Oak Grove, but Santa Teresa ball with 5:10 left to go. Back into the hands of Lee. Quintero with the runner from the foul line into the hands of Madrigal. Madrigal with 6 points. I'm sure just as many, if not more, rebounds. Inside 5 minutes, Oak Grove throws it away. Mosqueda 1-on-2. Mosqueda off the side of the backboard, it looked like. And that's Arce. Rosa Arce, the 5'5" junior guard wearing number 23 for Oak Grove, had the rebound. Quintero gets knocked away. Santa Teresa ball. Ross Bird getting stretched out on the side of the court in front of her bench. We'll see if she's able to return. Next game for Santa Teresa is against Independence. Quintero up and over the backboard. Eagles ball. Ramos back on the floor for Oak Grove as Quach has a seat. So Santa Teresa, which again up by 2 in the final 10 seconds against Independence, but the 76ers come down and hit a 3 for the win. It's the second go round of league for them next as Madrigal scores her 7th and 8th point as Eagles reach 50 points, 50-23 with 3:45 left to go. Mosqueda. Quintero to Briesse. Briesse, I'm not sure if that was a pass or a shot, but loose ball. And that's a walk. So Santa Teresa looked like they were going to tie up Felix, and then when they stopped, her body momentum forced her to walk. So Santa Teresa ball, 3:35 underneath zone basket. Really like to see them try to get the ball down low. Well, I say that, and then Mosqueda drains a long two.
And we have no foul. Foul's going to be on number 20, Melissa Felix.
And there, actually, she has a chance for a traditional three-point play. The foul on Felix. So Mosqueda will shoot one at the line. It's the 5th Oak Grove foul, and Mosqueda converts. 50-26. Wynn looks to pick up the screen. Madrigal comes up with it. 3 attempt, wide open look. Rims around and goes down and through for Ramus. Healthy lead for the Eagles as Ross Bird all stretched out and ready to go, waiting to check in with 3 minutes left. Quintero gets fouled by Madrigal, her 4th. 6th Oak Grove foul. And at the line to shoot 2, Quintero.
Foul's going to be on number 13, Stephanie Madrigal. One line shooting 2 free throws. It's going to be Leah Quintero.
I love Quintero's shoes. I'm not sure if we can get a close-up along with the socks as Ross Bird returns as well as Nichols. Quintero makes her first. Let's see a little bit of the color scheme. 2-for-2 effort from Quintero. Collins with the block. Santa Teresa ball. So the Saints. Here's Quintero, baseline jumper, back iron, and Mosqueda is going to fall out of this game and also seems to have hurt herself. And she is in tremendous pain, and I'm sure she realizes that it's her 5th foul, and that's just one of those kind of unfortunate things you see in the sports of volleyball and basketball where you go up in the air and land on someone's foot, and that looked to exactly be the case for Mosqueda as she falls out of the game. Tammy Lee returns to the lineup as Madrigal has a seat for Oak Grove, and it's Felix at the line to shoot 1 and 1. And Felix, 3 Saints players. Felix goes down, and so does her shot. Talk about the hustle from the sophomore. 2:30 left to go, and that's a walk on Ross Bird. Kaleu back out on the floor for Oak Grove as Arce has a seat. So a lot of concern on the faces of the players on the bench for Santa Teresa. Here they finally get Ross Bird back from injury, and I'm sure they're hoping Mosqueda is going to be able to walk that off as the season continues. From the foul line, short. I tell you, Felix is miss hustle in this game. Tammy Lee coming the other way. And Quintero with the steal. Again, she averages 2.8 per game. I think she's met her average tonight. Briesse, I'd like to see them get to the ball to Briesse a lot more. She had positioning. She hasn't had a lot of looks, a lot of passes thrown her way tonight. She's got some good height. High off the glass, Quintero with the rebound. Inside 90 seconds remaining. Ross Bird for two. And Ross Bird is smiling and limping, and I think that cramp, that Charlie horse, is still bothering her. But she, I'm sure, has not enjoyed missing the last 3 games. Think she's going to try and hope coach doesn't notice, see if she can walk this off. Minute 10 left to go. The Eagles from start to finish. They're tied with Live Oak. Nguyen misses the layup, and Ross Bird, I tell you, she looks good running, as we've got a tie-up with 53.7 seconds remaining, but you can see when she tries to stop, that cramp, I'm still assuming it's a cramp, really bothers her. Santa Teresa ball. Arce back on. And again, Miss Hustle. Melissa Felix comes off, and she looks like she might be in a little bit of pain. Quintero for 3. Just 1 3 for Quintero tonight, as Nguyen fires ahead, and then Collins looked like she might have had all ball. Oh, they're going to call a walk on Tammy Lee. So Santa Teresa ball with 41 seconds remaining. Franco jogs over to inbound, and Ross Bird reaching down deep. And Nichols is a moving screen because she fell down. And it'll be Oak Grove ball. So 0.2 of a differential between shot clock and game clock. And Wynn, the junior, I love her composure she showed today. I've mentioned that a number of times as Quintero knocks the ball away. When Santa Teresa has applied ball-on-ball defense on her, she, for the most part, has been the one that succeeded. And now Quintero called on a reaching in foul, so Tiffany Nguyen, the junior, will head to the line to shoot 1 and 1. 14.1 seconds remaining. That's Quintero's first personal. Both teams reached the Central Coast Section tournament last year, as Santa Teresa with the rebound. Arce asked to hold it by her coaching staff, and that's what Oak Grove will do. The Eagles have been doing quite a bit of winning in league play this year. That's win number 4 to 1 loss, and 11 wins to 8 losses overall. Santa Teresa moves to 7 and 12 overall, 0 and 5 in league play. We'll step away and return with our CreaTV Sports post-game show in just a moment.
Oh, come on.
Whoa, what's all the fuss about?
Hey, Ned Neutral. I'm just trying to apply for a job opening, but the page won't load. What's the point of paying my internet service provider if they can't give me simple access to a website?
Well, Sam, that could be the new norm if net neutrality rulings are reversed.
Net neutrality?
Communication is a necessity, which is why the FCC deemed the internet a public utility in 2015.
What does that mean?
It means that the internet was regulated, and internet service providers couldn't block or slow down content that they didn't agree with. But that's all changing now. The FCC plans to reverse net neutrality and give corporations the freedom that they want.
What can they do with this power?
Well, that's the scary part. They can slow down any service that they disagree with, block news outlets, or bring your web pages to a halt.
That's horrible. We as consumers need to have our voices heard and tell them to keep an open internet.
You better do it fast, because if net neutrality is restricted, then you might not have the platform to speak through.
Why's that?
Because the open internet is a platform for marginalized voices, if you want to question large internet providers, you will receive a one-way ticket to access denied.
Content removal, information restriction, speed throttling? It's just not fair. The public deserves equal access to the internet.
So call your representative, contact the FCC, let them know how you feel, and fight for an open and fair internet.
Hello? Ned? Anyone there?
First annual Misfit game, and Oak Grove Eagles in their traveling dark uniforms led from start to finish. And there's your leading scorer, Missa Alafua, with 17 points. Boy, she had a shooter's touch tonight. Quintero had a good game, but not from the outside as she usually does. Just 1-3 on the night. Oak Grove, great team effort in this 55-28 win. Madrigal with a terrific game, 8 points for her, and I'm sure just as many rebounds. The Eagles, didn't seem to matter who they checked in, and a lot of hard play on both sides of the ball, and this one of the better transition plays as Mosqueda able to have an assist from Quintero, and there's Soak for the long distance bucket. And Oak Grove Eagles 55-28. Ross Bird led Santa Teresa with 10 points. Their leading scorers, Quintero and Mosqueda, well beyond their average. A big thanks to the folks here at Santa Teresa High, including the head coach Sean Peterson and the public address announcer extraordinaire Neil Wilson, and a big thanks to Oak Grove's head coach James Davis as well. Make sure you take note of the names you are seeing now, the hardest working crew in Bay Area sports television. I'm Kirsten Fairchilds. So long from San Jose. We're so glad you joined us on CreaTV Sports. Oak Grove 55, Santa Teresa 28. We'll catch you next time.